Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to begin by thanking our partners, our silver partners, Deloitte and KSGB Bank, Protivity, our session partner, EY, knowledge partner, ISACA, academic partner, Concord, associate partner, A&B, SKP and TRC Consulting Group, compliance partner, Area Tech, technology partner, Laser, excellence award partner, LexCare, lifetime achievement award partner, Aneja Management Consultant, and our gratitude to Summer Audit Systems and Software Private Limited. Ladies and gentlemen, this last session is going to be a very brief session. Mr. Prabhakar Shetty has very kindly agreed to compress his presentation to just 15 minutes or so, and we will take all questions offline, so kindly do bear with us on that score. We would also like to have cut a cake on stage to celebrate 75 years of the existence of the Institute of Internal Auditors, but again, due to paucity of time, we will have the cake cut and served to you at your table, so you will get to have a bite of that cake as well. It's my pleasure to invite our speaker on emerging areas, environment, health, and safety. He has nearly 2.5 decades of experience in production, manufacturing, planning, operations, facility management, and environmental health and safety in various industries. A bachelor in mechanical engineering, he is a certified lead auditor, certified internal auditor. He is certified in industrial safety, in disaster management, in fire safety and first aid, and as a risk mitigation manager. Over the last 5 years, he's been with ISS Facility Services, which employs 52,000 and more people, where he is Vice President, Health, Safety and Environment. He also has the corporate responsibility for the entire country of India. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and welcome our speaker, Mr. Prabhakar Shetty H.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This session actually, it's given for 45 minutes, so I have to compress to 25 minutes. Difficult, but I will make it now because the time is running. So, health and safety is very important nowadays in all major Indian companies or MNCs. This is my disclaimer. Audit as or assessment. I will say assessment because it is not only restricted to audit. So this is not a fault finding mission. This is my word, and it's a value addition for the business. These are some of the agenda I want to brief. But again, before going to the next slide, I want to highlight one point here. Today, in 2 days session, today is the last, last slot. So I am requesting the organizer of this Institute of Internal Auditors, it should be a first always. We have to, either someone has to brief the entire, the delegates here because of, fire emergency or intruder kind of emergencies. This will be nowadays, the fire emergency maybe it is a man-made again, but again, something can be controlled. But if it is an intruder or some terror attack, because Mumbai is very sensitive area, particularly this Andheri East is also very sensitive area, very close to international airport. So we should brief the team very clearly what we need to do in case of emergencies. Fire emergency, there will be a fire, so there is a break point here, so they will trigger, everybody will evacuate through this exit or safe assembly area. But in case of intruders, it is not like that. It's entirely different. In case of intruders, none of them or anyone, by mistake, they should not press the fire alarm. If it press the fire alarm, what happens? Everybody will go to the exit and go to the safe assembly area. They know in this hotel or in this company they have a procedure. So everybody will go to one area, another intruder will be there. So person, it's easy, even a single bullet of his, the AK-47 or whatever it is, it will not go waste. So in that case, we have to hide somewhere. We should know the evacuation route. We have to go backyard of this facility and hide somewhere until the disaster management or the police support will be there in this. This is a takeaway from my side. So, the risk rapid urbanization, developing countries is rising now. Most of the cases, you can see here, 2/3 of our world population will be live in cities, up from about 54% today. That is a strategy which we need to plan. The internal auditor by ourselves, we have to go to the next level to manage the situation in coming future lines. The strategy, I'll move little fast. If you have any doubt or something, please raise your hand. Again, this presentation will be shared to you. The vision of any company, vision of our thing should be 100. We should be number 1 in our HSE services. Zero fatality should not be there. Focus should be 0 and 0 serious incident and occupational illness. The objectives of this internal audit to sensitize, facilitate, motivate and recognize corporate to adopt innovative practices in EHS. So conserving critical environmental resource, contribute to the sustainable development, handle occupational health hygiene issues and excellent innovative and environmental management practices. The objective of internal auditors again, to prevent the fatalities and injuries. It's again the focus what I given in my presentation towards HSE audits through the internal audit team. Reduce damage to the infrastructure or equipment or the business. Here the business stands for BCP, Business Continuity Plan, and protect the environment and the community. And again, accelerate the international standards, comply with local legislation. Very important again. Why we have to conduct EHS management system audit? It's very important again. There are two kind of audits inside the EHS audit itself. One is management system audit. It is depend upon the drive through the management system. And another one is the facility audits, wherever either it's a manufacturing company or chemical or maybe business sectors, banking sectors, everywhere. The system is adequately designed to meet the requirements of ISO 14001. It's for environmental management system. OSHA's, it's Occupational Safety Assessment Series 18001. And ISO 22000 is for food safety standards. Plus the BCMS, it's again Business Continuity Management System. The unit and compliance with central, state and local EHS related laws and regulations. Around, if it is a manufacturing plant, around 80 sub-legal and other requirements are applicable for a manufacturing industry. If you comes to the facility side or the banking sector, it will be around 50 to 60. These are some of the sub-clauses which will be extract from the Factory Act, extract from the building management system, and extract from NFPA, National Fire Protection Act, and these are the standards which if you list out, you will get an idea. During internal audit, we can refer those points in our documents and procedures. Policies, procedures which is derived from the company, and the unit has to write resource and staff for EHS related work is applying those resources and control of its future. There are 6 great reasons why you should perform an internal EHS assessment. One is get more efficient environmental impact. Again, the company's corporate responsibility is also that to reduce the energy, to reduce the waste and handle the waste management if it is any kind of business. Again, if you go to the industrial, there are some hazardous waste generation, how to handle those things, how to minimize that, how to use these, bypass those chemicals which is not required. So those points are very much in this. And cut cost, we all hear every day, but even simple steps can save money in the long run. An environmental health and safety audit can be highlight many money saving opportunities. That is what the energy management and waste management, reduce the water usage, all those things. Be proactive. Too often, business wait until after they have to pay a non-compliance fine. Most of the companies, they are going for the compliance related, the Water Act, the Air Act, or the hazardous management, and those things we should have a compliance before it expires. So in this case, if you have, there is no fine penalty for that. So the proactiveness is very much important. Make your workplace safer. This is very important again, whether it is an industry, whether it is a banking sector or an office environment, safety plays a major role everywhere. If it is an office environment, it may trip and fall or something, or maybe a fire incidents, or maybe lift jam cases. So many cases are like that, So it's very important that all the employees should take a brief before they induct into the company. Introduction to the new employees is very important. Start voluntary reporting and green marketing. Audit can give some great material to share with your shareholders, public interest groups, potential clients. This transparency is increasingly sought out of today's competitive economy. One point I want to highlight here, every company, now all the major multinational companies coming to India are focusing towards the company's LTIF factors, lost time injury frequency. That will be calculated depend upon the incident rate and into 1 million man hours, converted into 1 million man hours divided by total exposed hours of the employees. If, for example, the company's employees are 1,000 members, 2 incidents happened in that company, the lost time incident. Because of incident, the person is not able to come to duty. So that is called lost time incident. So into 1 million will give one factor. That factor will be 1 million across the globe. The formula is same, and company will be, the contractor or maybe the other company, the business, those who are going to give business to you, they will observe that LTIF frequency rate. So that is very important. Transparency is required here again. Get one step close to 14,000 OSHA certificate. We also do the integrated management system certificate, 9,001 for quality, 14 for OSHAs, and 14,001 for EMS, environmental management, and 18 for OSHAs together, so that the cost of the audit will come down. If it is an external audit, the cost of the audit will come down. Documentation, procedure, follow-up, everything comes down. Again, it will be a benefit for the company. This will be the common Plan, Do, Check, Act. It's not so visible for you, so it will be a common standard for all the 3 IMS. Again, in integrated management system, or maybe it is a 14,001 or OSHAs, the policy will be there in the company and planning of activity has to be done, and this will be the very important factors. Even though in the evening, in the afternoon session, there is a lot of compliance part. So this comes under again the same thing. The aspect is again, it's an environmental aspect. It's and OSHA Shara, and legal and other requirement is the main concern here, and objective targets and other programs of the company. Here you can highlight, these are some of the trigger points when we do audits. Implementation and operation, and again, some of the focus points here in this: communication, documentation, control of document, operation control, emergency preparedness and response, checking and corrective actions, monitoring and measurements, evaluation complaints, control of records, and internal audit comes here. This is a clause which mentioned in both the IMS and OSHAs. Then management review is again very important. How the management, how seriously management is taken the implementation of these standards at the company level. And these are the standards again I written if we have any questions. So another one is the social accountability. As a 8000, 2004 is again another standard. Some of the multinational companies like HP, they follow this. So, under this social accountability, you can see here child labor comes into picture, forced labor, health and safety, freedom of association, discrimination, disciplinary practices, working hours, remuneration and management system. All these things again, it comes under, comes under SA 8000. The brief of SAF 8000. I'll skip this slide. If required, we'll see later. What does an EHS audit involve? Key on-site activity, if it is in a manufacturing plant or any other kind of plants, the documentation is one part, other part is how you do it. Around 70% of the time, internal auditor will spend during interaction at the site level. Pre-audit activities. It's very important, again, preparation is the key for everything. Understand the facility, very important. Understand the business, what are their procedures, and how they will, produce the items or whatever it is, the production side. Prepare checklists and keep your own copy of the standard and blank working papers and forms, which are the base minimum requirement. But again, understand the business is very important here. And prepare the audit checklist. Benefits of checklists, again, it guides an auditor to ensure the coverage of the, some of the companies now come up with the online checklists. So online, the entire thing will be, even though the BVCI, DNV, the third party, the auditors, they will come with the online questionnaires now. And even though in some of the companies, they will come up with their own online checklist. Ready checklist. Only the auditor has to say yes, no, or give some valid inputs. It's very important, again, understand the internal management system and procedure, assess the strength and weakness, gather audit evidence, evaluate audit findings, report audit findings and evidence. Evidence is again one of the key area which is required during the non-conformance and non-conformance areas, even though points for improvement we used to say. So those evidences are very much important. Maybe nowadays the pictorial evidence is the one which gives a lot of support to the auditors. What to check is responsibility and authority, awareness on the system, assess the effectiveness of the procedures and effectiveness of the system, training and effectiveness. All these things are auditable points in ISO 14000 and OSHAs. Where to look is, again, if we going for a manufacturing kind of company, I saw so many manufacturing background internal auditors are there. It's very important, the installations of the manufacturing facility, whether it is a high tension or low tension control distribution, drains and closed rooms everywhere, the chemical storage, effluent treatment plants, maintenance workshop, behavioral safety. This is very important. All this area we do have control. They have very good risk assessment in place. But if we don't, everything can be controlled through the procedure and PPE and other things. The person behavior, it is not possible to control easily. So for that, lot of trainings, awareness programs and other things has to be given. So that is also very much important nowadays in OSHA's 18001. It is going to be ISO standard now shortly, 45001. These behavior factors are highlighted in that. Interaction is very important. And these are the international standards we need to follow, or we are going to follow during these audits. Environmental management system, and OSHA's now shortly it goes to ISO now. ISO 22 for food and safety. This ISO 22301 for business continuity management system. And here National Protection Association, under that these are the fire codes, life safety code, and all the national electrical code, everything will be coming under this. National Building Code, again NBC. Shops and Establishment Act, and Factory Act 1940. It is a Bible for everything, I can say. In my view, only 60 to 70% of the written down statements of 1948 has been implemented in India. Most of the things, it's like a Bible. Even though all the National Fire Protection, NBC, all these, the base document will be this one only. It's very, very comprehensive document. Liability and risk. Under this, again, another third-party audit is also going to happen. Most of you are aware of this. FM Global is an insurance company, and Excel Gap Audit. This is also another company which they will come and audit our facility and declare that what is the risk factor. Out of 100, maybe the safe place will be around 70. The 30% is the risk for the business. Whether it is an infrastructural effect or maybe the business effect, that 30%, what is that, they will consider for the insurance premium cost. So the risk factor comes down and your safe place to work is going up, your insurance premium will be very short. So it will be very less. So these two audits also, the points of these two audits, the major, the ingredients of that audit also we used to take during our internal audits. Prerequisites for the successful audit: comprehensive audit plan, a detailed document set procedure, and a qualified and objective auditors, and through and unbiased reports, very important, and documentation and communication, timely and effective corrective actions, and system elements checklist. Assessment parameters. When we go for an audit in manufacturing plant and other area, these are some of the topics we used to observe. The policy of the company, it will be written down. It may be a EHS policy or EHSQ policy, whatever it is. There are 2-3 policies. Some of the companies are merged together and they will call it as EHS policy. Statutory requirements, including local and legal requirements. Risk assessment, 50% of the HSE subject comes under this. If the company has very seriously taken this risk assessment into picture, then the risk factor comes down drastically. Objectives and targets, performance monitoring, whether it is a stack monitoring, whether it is energy monitoring, water usage and other things. Management focus, how management serious on their business, including safety. Organization structure and responsibility, training and competency, and emergency prevention and response. Most of the companies during, even though the recent flood in Chennai, we used to observe that most of the companies are struggling they have their preparedness plan, but they never expected this kind of flood. So the property loss, the business loss and other things are very high. So what we need to do, will be a lesson learned for us. So we need to take corrective action for that in the future days. On-site assessment, these are some of the things. It's very, it's very small letters to read, but I'll just brief what is written again. The system procedure and manual, EHS risk assessment, and legal and statutory again. The same thing, I briefed entire details here. When we go for an on-site assessment, recently one of the company's data center we need to audit. It's an old data center in Mumbai, and their readiness on a safer side, significantly there are so many hazards. We used to do the thermography for their, the electrical equipments and their data centers, their suppression system, everything. The observation on a safety point of view are more, and once the observation given to them, there are some suggestion also how to do it and other things. So that is how the on-site assessment will be there. And we used to observe the employees, their readiness for the medical emergencies, natural disaster kind of emergencies, and man-made disaster kind of emergencies also. I think I run very fast. So, do you have any questions? Now, questions, please. Actually, I started off thinking my presentation in a different way, but very short time. There are one point I want to highlight here. Go back to around 20 years back. We used to call our auditors to the site very late. We send our vehicle to pick up very late so that the auditor will come and spend very less time to the place, and the points will be less. This is how the mindset. Even though I was during that time in a manufacturing plant, we used to observe those things. But nowadays it is not like that. Everybody is smart. Even though the auditor is also smart. If I am going to do an audit anywhere, if the auditee given time of 9 o'clock, I will be there 8:30 itself in the gate. I will start observing what is going on. And even though some of the time when manufacturing audit, we have to do off time only, not on the regular day shift. We have to do during night. Then you will come to the reality how safe the work is going on at the site level. Correct? So, I think I explained everything in a very fast manner because I have a flight at 7. So, any questions, please?
So we could take all the questions offline. We'll take the questions offline.
Right.
Thank you very much, Mr. A big hand to Mr. Prabhakar Shetty for winding that interesting presentation up so quickly. But all the data will be available to you, so you will not have missed out on anything. May I request Mr. Purav Gala, President IAA Bombay Chapter, to kindly present a token of appreciation and gratitude to Mr. Prabhakar Shetty. We'll have a photograph of both of them. And I'll request Mr. Purav Gala to express the gratitude of his team to those who made this conference 2016 so memorable.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of IAA Bombay Chapter, I feel privileged to take this opportunity to express our gratitude to all stakeholders for making this conference a very successful one. The insights that we have got over the last 2 days have refreshed us all with the conviction to handle pressures internally and externally in this VUCA world and have enabled us to achieve success in a changing world. I'm sure that with this knowledge, our internal audit fraternity would strive and excel further as they have always done in the past to uphold the virtues of integrity, independence, which has become the hallmark of this profession. My special thanks to IAA India Council, IAA Bombay Chapter BOG members. I would fail in my duty if I do not mention the names of my managing committee members, Mr. Sunil Gaitonde, Mr. Burjin Dubash, Mr. Percy Akhilesh Thakur, Manoj Agarwal, Ratul Niyogi, and of course, Shweta Archrekar from our office, whose untiring efforts we have been able to organize this conference in such a short span of 7 weeks. Friends, I think that deserves applause. A special note of thanks to ISACA Chapter, Bombay, for collaborating with us for the first time. And I'm sure this is just the beginning of a strong relationship. I also need to thank Mr. Hugo, our anchor, Tradition and Trends, our event managers, our partners. I would also thank directly, indirectly for all the people who have been involved in making this conference a successful one. And lastly, I need to humbly thank all of you for participating and making this conference a successful one. Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you, Purav. And ladies and gentlemen, one final time I'd like to thank our partners, our silver partners Deloitte, NKGSP Bank, Productivity, session partner EY, knowledge partner ISACA, academic partner Concord, associate partner A&B, SKP and TRC Consulting Group, compliance partner Area Tech, technology partner Laser, excellence award partner LexCare, Lifetime Achievement Award partner Aneja Management Consultant, and our gratitude to Sama in Audit Systems and Software Private Limited. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you back at the annual conference 2017 and possibly before that for many, many more activities. Good evening. God bless. Safe driving.